Hey, welcome back everybody. Today's video will be on repainting and decaling this Walthers trainline locomotive. It's a GP 15-1 Union Pacific. Runs really well. So we're going to repaint it and decal it to be a Cincinnati Eastern locomotive. I'm not sure which road number I'm going to use. So let's get started. Alright, I got this locomotive disassembled. So it's pretty easy to do. Just remove the couplers. That's the first thing you do. Phillips screw holds each one of those in. Get those out of the way. And then you have two screws on this side and two screws on this side. They're both Phillips. Remove those two, or those four. And then the shell just pops off there. And then you got your headlight. Where's that? Right here. And there's a little plastic tube up in the front of the cab that it slides into. So you just pull it out. That's all there is. Pretty easy to do. And I'm going to have to paint that tank black. So I'll probably just tape everything off around it and paint it instead of taking the whole thing all apart. And then the side truck covers, just like Atherin's, they just pry on, pry off. Just be real gentle with them. They don't break them. They slide on, slide off there. And that's it for getting it apart there. And then on the body, I didn't take the railing off. I tried to, but it's on there too good. It's plastic, and I'm not taking a chance of breaking anything, so I'm just going to leave it on. And the horn broke off, so I got to put it back on, of course. So, and then your lights, lenses, these ones pushed out, and the front one's pushed out too. And the glass, I took the glass out of the cab. That was kind of hard. Some of that stuff was glued in, so really doesn't matter. I'll probably make glass for it because the glass I make usually looks better anyway, instead of that big old thick plastic stuff. So like I said, I'm going to leave the handrails on because the handrails will be the same color as the body and all that. So I think from the cab to the rear is going to be black, and then the cab forward's red, and then red on the back here. The back side will be red. So yeah, plastic railing. I'm not it's a pain. I'm not messing with it. Just leave it on. So I'm gonna clean this off, get it primered, let it dry, and we'll start painting. All right, I've got it all painted black now. So now I just got to tape off and paint the red. Paint the parts that need to be red. So I got all the side covers, truck side covers or whatever, painted black. I got the chassis painted black, taped off real good. So basically all that stuff there just needs a clear coat. With the locomotive's all black. I went ahead and painted black on the cab too. So I'm going to tape off around the cab, the front and everything. From the cab forward, it'll be red. And then the tail here, the end, it'll be red. So it'll be kind of hard to do some of the taping off because the handrail's still on there, but I can go back and touch it up if I need to with a little brush. So I did about 4 or 5 passes of the black, I think, on there after I primered it. So it's been drying all night. So now I'm going to tape it off and get it ready for the red. All right, everybody, I got this locomotive all painted, and it's got a coat of clear on it, so it'll be ready for decals. I'm going to let it sit overnight. And I made sun visors for it. It didn't come with any, so I made some. Let's see. Had to do some hand painting, like the white stripe along the bottom here. I had to hand paint that because normally I use decal, but with those handrails, I couldn't get them off, so I just had to hand paint it. So once it weathers a little bit, it's going to look really good, I think. So, and then the white on the handrails, and all that, and on the steps, and painted number boards. So I guess I got my sun visors on there to make those. I thought this kit would come with them, but it didn't. So this will be a Cincinnati Eastern 1686. I think they've got another locomotive, another GP 15-1. They've got two of them. So I may build another one later on when I find another one of these locomotives at a good price. And this one here is Cincinnati Eastern 3512, which I built probably about maybe a year ago or a little less. It is a SD 40-2, and this is an Athearn model. So it's got some changes. I got to add some decals to it now, because originally when they put this locomotive in the service, they just painted it red, black, lettered it or numbered it on the side, and it didn't have the Cincinnati Eastern logo on the front or on the side of the cabs. But now, I'm not sure when they changed it over, but last time I seen it a while back, it has the Cincinnati Eastern on the side of the cab and on the nose. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those to it. I got them here. I'm not sure who makes this decal kit. It's a pretty nice kit, looks like. Set of decals. So I got it off eBay. It's the only ones I've ever seen. So I had three sets. And this was the one I used for this when I did the numbers and stuff. So I'm going to have to add, there's the C that goes on the front. And then you got the Cincinnati, I don't know if we can see it or not. It's the Cincinnati Eastern Local Railroad. And those will go on the sides of the cab on both sides. The SD40 doesn't have the lines or the zigzag on the side like the GP 15-1s do. So this one will get the zigzags with a big thick pinstripe, goes down the side here and up to the door. So, and road number 1686 goes on the side there somewhere. I'll have to get some pictures and get a better look at it. And then you got the one, this C here goes on the front, and then the Cincinnati Eastern Railroad, which goes on both sides of the cab here. And then there's a couple other little decals that go on there. So, and then the numbers for the number boards. So I'm going to do this one, add those decals to there, and I'm just going to clean this because I did a little bit of weathering chalk on this. So I'm going to clean this little area off, put decals on, then kind of tape off a little bit and hit it with some clear when it dries. That way on this locomotive, the real locomotive, you can see where it still looks kind of new, where they added the Cincinnati Eastern Railroad on the side stuff compared to the rest of the locomotive. So I'm going to try to make this one like that. And I took the horn off because I got to move the horn back here. And I got one of those, one of them air conditioning units or whatever they are that go up on the top. I got it painted and everything. I just got to glue it down on top of the cab here, like the real one's got one. So, but this would be pretty easy to touch up. This one runs pretty good. I'd really like to add an Athearn one of these, but all I got was the Walthers trainline, which runs really great. It's pretty much the same thing. So, but I'm gonna let dry overnight and then get started at decaling. All right, I ran into a little problem trying to put decals on. I was doing the red stripes with the zigzag on it. Let's see if I can get it picked up here and show you that there. And the red stripes, I went through a couple of them. Luckily I had extra set, but they won't lay down or anything, and besides they are wrong color. You know, they're, yeah, I don't know, they're like orange. Not even close to the red, to the actual real locomotive. So I just went ahead and hand painted that, taped it off a little bit here and there, and then hand brushed it and stuff. But these, I had to piece their garbage. I peel them off. They roll up into a tube. They wouldn't lay down flat. They wouldn't conform around any of the details. I tried and tried. I cut them real short and pieced little pieces at a time. Worked my way back, and they wouldn't do anything. So they were garbage. And I'm not sure who makes these decals. Like I said, I found them on eBay. I'll have to look and see if I can find. But hopefully I don't have any problem with the white ones and the letter ones, or the letters and the white letters and the others here. Hopefully they'll lay down. They showed flat areas and hopefully they work better. But I had to hand paint these these stripes on here on both sides. Actually, it was a lot easier to hand paint them, for me to hand paint these, than it was to apply those decals. And it looks so much better. So, the idea was just use my Tamiya tape here and taped it off the best I could, and then I had to freehand a lot of it. And to get my edges pretty good, I just use small brushes. So I got these. You can see the tip on that. The thing is super small. It's like a very small pinstripe brush. So basically I just brushed it on there, did like 3 coats of the red. And then I had to go back around, touch up some of the edges, you know, and then the zigzag part I freehand with this, and then filled in with another small brush. But I just put my paint on here, mix a little water with it, and mix it all up and get it to flow good like it would if you just pinstriping. I do some pinstriping. Haven't in a while, but besides that, we you know, just lay it on there and it flows right good, and you just keep it straight, you know. That's all you gotta do, just work with it, and then you might have to go back, touch up some black or whatever. But, and then when you get it all where you want it, just put another coat of clear on it and let it dry. And now we can do the decals. So, but I got these little brushes. They come in so much. I mean, I use them all the time. They're so great. Use them on most of everything I ever paint. Always got to break it out and use it somewhere. I got these off eBay, and they're like paint brushes for doing fingernails, you know. They use them on the fingernails. No, they come in a pack of a bunch of different kinds. So I got some other ones that are similar to this that are a little bit thicker brush, and then a couple other different styles of brushes. They only cost a few bucks, and I've had these things for probably over 5 years, and they still work great. So, but I'm gonna get back to hopefully applying these decals without any more problems. So, all right, I got this thing all decaled, final coat of clear, and all put back together. Got the windows installed and everything. So I didn't have any problem with the other decals. It was just that stripe, and it was the wrong color. Couldn't use it anyway. So I don't even know where they got that. That wasn't even close to the original color. This is closer to the original color of the locomotives than that decal ever was. Cincinnati Eastern is about 10 minutes down the street from me. So I just drive down there, look at the locomotives, and then build them, you know. So, but all the other decals laid down really good. Didn't have any problems with them. So we got the IBCX on the side, GP 15-1, Cincinnati Eastern Railroad. The C on the front, number boards. The other side, numbers on the back there. And then the number boards on the back of the locomotive. So, like I said, I had to hand paint that stripe. Hand painted this stripe because I couldn't get the railing off without messing it up, and I didn't want to mess it up. So, hand painted the white stripe in the front and painted all the handrails and all that good stuff. So, but this is a GP 15-1. Cincinnati Eastern has 2 of these locomotives on their line over there. 1686, and I can't remember the other road number off the top of my head. And they also got the SD 40-2, which is 3512. So when I modeled the SD 40 about a year ago or so, Um, it didn't have the Cincinnati Eastern logos on the side or on the front at the time when I modeled it. So here recently, I've noticed, I'm not sure exactly when they did, but it hasn't been too long, I don't think. They added the logos on the sides and the fronts. And you can see on the real locomotive where it looks like it's newer than the old paint job, you know. And another difference is on the SD40, they don't have the zigzag stripe either. It's just black. So I didn't have to put that on that one. All I had to do was add the logos on it. That was it. And then I put that little unit on the cab and moved the horn back where it was supposed to be, which I didn't when I first built it. I thought I'd go ahead and do that. So, like these windows I built in here, I didn't use that original thick plastic. I don't like how it looks. I just used this thin, clear plastic I got. I got a whole bunch of it a long time ago. Works great for windows. And I just cut it to the size I need. A little bit bigger than the opening. And then just put a little bit of this in there. Just old school glue to glue it in with. And it doesn't fog it up or anything. And if you get some of this on this, when you're trying to put that in there, just leave it, let it dry, because it'll dry clear and you'll never see it. I know some of the other glues will leave marks on this. When you leave it on there, you'll be able to see it, or it fogs it up or something. So I just use the school glue. It works good. So now we'll just take it over to the layout and run some cars behind it. I think I got some NW hopper cars I'm gonna run behind it or something, and I'm gonna run the SD40-2 behind it too, like they really do over there. So let's go run this thing and see what it does. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video on the building of the Cincinnati Eastern 1686 locomotive. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while to do this project, and I just got one at a good price a while back. So going to do another one here in the future when I can get another one. So pretty simple build. Walthers trainline locomotive. Really good locomotives. They run really good. Slow. Got real good slow speed. Pulling power. Plenty of pulling power. Basically, they're the same as an Afrin. And when you take them apart and look at them, they're just almost exactly the same, I think. Um, they run really well. So the decals I used were CMR products out of Pennsylvania, I think. I got those off eBay. They said the red stripe was no good. The rest of it's fine. The rest of the decals on that set is really good. So, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.